the world's most advanced cold wallet for the new generation of cryptocurrency lovers.
So if you are interested in buying this decent wallet, you can find a link in the description down below where you will get a 20% discount. Thank you very much, and let's dig in the video. What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video. For today we have some interesting stuff to talk about. So the first thing I want to say, guys, before we dig in, some crazy news. I try to gather as many facts as possible that are facts and not just speculation. Of course, sometimes we speculate on this channel. Speculation is what got us here in the first place. But I don't want to speculate everything, right? We try to gather as many facts that we can, that XRP is not just some kind of cryptocurrency and is actually the real cryptocurrency, the number one that is going to be used for real world utility. So getting that out of the way, let's start immediately with breaking central bank CBDC project announcement being led by Ripple executive. Now, this is a guy, Dilip Rao, which was ex-Ripple, and I will show you his Twitter to show you proof that he was ex-Ripple and not just some guy. Actually, it's here. You can see Dilip Rao, tech enthusiast, banking, payments, and crypto startups and innovation, education, ex-Rippler, right? So it's for sure, it's not speculation. It's fact that he was an ex-Rippler. He left in 2019, and now he is head of a CBDC project for Australia, a pilot project where they will test CBDC, right? Very interesting. Let's take a look at this article, what is written here. I'm going to show you this as well. I'm going to show you the white paper that they have released, which is interesting. Here's a key statement made by Dilip Rao at the Blockchain Venture Summit that shows his true game plan and belief for the XRPL. Now, it's funny because if you go back to my previous video, one of my previous videos, I showed you the white paper of the Bank of England and Europe and their whole plans, because they literally, and the Deutsche Bank, they literally showed the Deutsche Bank white paper, which revealed all the plans, when SWIFT is going live, when the US is going live with the new ISO 20022 cross-border payments. And now we see that Australia is releasing this white paper. So you can see that they all work together, right? After each other. So now we have Australia. Let's take a look what Australia has. And it's all connected to Ripple. One way or another, there is a connection, 100%. And it's really funny because you can really see that it starts to happening now at the end of the lawsuit, right? So again, here's a key statement made by Dilip Rao at Blockchain Venture Summit. First, get banks connected on RippleNet to settle with fiat, then get them to source liquidity using XRP, then get them to hold XRP directly. Holy grail. So this is just crazy how he just said that. He left Ripple in 2019 and is now working with the Australia Bank, is now the leading director of the CBDC pilot project. Central bank digital currency is a digital form of money issued as a liability on the central bank. The project intends to test a general purpose CBDC issued as a liability of the RBA for use in real world. The key objectives of the project are to identify and understand innovative business models, use cases, benefits, risks, and operational models for a CBDC in Australia. Through this pilot, we invite a broad range of use cases from industry participants, including startups, fintechs, technology vendors, financial service providers, public sector agencies, not-for-profits, and charities. Now, why we have to connect the dots ourselves is because they do not mention Ripple directly. See, and that's funny because they don't do that. But if you make the connection, you can just see that it's happening. Again, go watch my previous video and you will understand what I'm talking about. In this white paper, they do not mention Ripple. But believe me, that they will definitely use Ripple. Ripple is already in their plans. It's not something they are still speculating. They will tell you that they are still testing and still checking the environment and seeing what is going to be good and not. Believe me, guys, they already made a plan. They're all going to follow it and they're all going to use the same. Of course, it's not just Ripple. They're going to use more components of crypto projects that have interesting parts of the technology. But Ripple is going to be the main liquidity provider. This document has been prepared by the Digital Finance Cooperative Research Centre in conjunction with the Reserve Bank of Australia. It describes a joint research project to explore use cases for a CBDC. See, again, they're saying that they're going to explore and they're going to try and make a CBDC for Australia. One thing is guaranteed, that every country is going to have a CBDC one way or another in the coming years. It's coming. It's definitely there. And we know that Ripple has everything ready, right? Central banks are working to understand the role of value transfer in these emerging digital economies because of their role in the issuance of money, maintaining stability, financial system, and supporting the development of the payment system. So they all talk about what they're going to research, what they're going to do, and all these things, right? But again, go watch my previous video and you will understand why this is connected to Ripple. Again, without even going into details. And again, this is the big connection here, right? This guy, Dilip Rao, which is the leading director, was a Ripple executive. That's not coincidence. That's not coincidence, guys. If you think that's coincidence, you're not looking right. Here we have weekly XRP volume on Binance. Wow, that's a record breaker. This is a large portion of volume. It's crazy, the volume that is actually coming. It's a very good sign. Now, again, we still are not there, but this can go very quickly. On the weekly chart, it's really interesting to see after all this consolidation that we are now breaking out. Again, after a breakout, there's gonna be some down movement because all the people will be stepping in, thinking that a flag broke, but it didn't break. It just appeared so that people get trapped on the wrong side. That's just how it works, guys. But Ripple may go a bit lower, but I really think that this is the point that it will go at least to $1, right? Official announcement from Morningstar Japan, a subsidiary of SBI Holdings, to distribute 2,500 XRP to each intermediate shareholder. So interesting. So if you hold Ripple shares, you actually get Ripple XRP as a reward. This is a Japanese paper of SBI Holdings, which is a major Ripple supporter. And SBI has large stakes in banks and is a bank itself, so in Japan. So very crazy. Reading the SEC complaint, again, taking for Mickey, it is embarrassing. They say things like a blogger wrote, Business Insider reporter said, and every single time except once that they say XRP investors relied on Ripple's statement, that they have no proof to back it up. Very interesting, because they do not come with facts. They come with Business Insider reporter said, and blogger said, and this said, and then the speech that Heyman made is not a true statement. So it's kind of all controversial and it doesn't make sense. Ripple argued that XRP is not a security because it has no post-sale obligations to purchase. What was the post-sale obligation in Howie? This is very interesting, guys. What Jeremy Hogan is going to say here is very interesting. In Howie, the defendant sold small pots of orange groves to investors, and that would have been fine if that's all they had done. But then, after the purchase of the plots, the investors then turned around and entered into an optional 10-year lease surface agreement contract with defendant's affiliate, allowing the affiliate to manage the grove as an entire unit and distribute profits back to investors. Meaning, there is an obligation between two parties, so then you have an investment contract. It was that pooling of money and management of the groves as one unit, which was the pooling of money and the common enterprise we hear about in the Howie case. But it was the lease surface agreement that was the post-sale obligation. The Howie affiliate had to maintain those groves and distribute profits back to investors of risk being sued. And that obligation to distribute profits is what is missing in Ripple's case. So Ripple does not really have that. So we may see a Ripple test in the future as well. Sometimes the legal discussion becomes about utility because there are some cases which look at marginal situations and rely on whether the purchase, in example the land, was bought as an investment or to use. Did you really buy the land to go down and pick oranges in the summer? The LBRI case judge and briefing was apparently very focused on the utility of the token, with the SEC arguing that even if 1 million people bought LBRI token to use it and one person bought it as an investment only, is security. Expect to see that decision this week. Very interesting case going on, by the way, with LBRI, which in conclusion makes me nervous when I see new crypto project being set up in 2 steps. Now this is interesting. See, we all think that when Ripple wins that all crypto is going to be fine. Well, that's not the truth, because this is true. This is emerging. First, the sale of an NFT, which then gives purchasers access to a second step, which somehow allows the purchase of the token. This is popular recently. And this is now happening in a lot of chains where it actually becomes a security at this point. This is concerning because it seems clever, but it takes away both Ripple's argument that the token was a sale of an asset and LBRI's argument that the token is a utility token. Just some late night ramblings while the kids are sleeping. Jeremy Hogan has great points, great tweets, always full of information and intellect. Very interesting. Here we have Ben Armstrong. What low IQ people don't research say about XRP. XRP is centralized. Ripple owns most nodes. You don't need XRP to settle transactions with Ripple products. In reality, none of these things are true, but these are talking points haters regurgitate. Be better. So he was actually one of the people that was also saying this. So that is why I don't understand why he changed and what he's doing. But this is true. So that is why I brought it up. XRP is not centralized. Ripple does not control anything on the XRP chain. They do have a large portion in escrow, but that's different. That's not controlling Ripple, because it's about owning nodes. This is actually key. The nodes are not owned by any Ripple entity, or they have maybe a couple, but they don't own most of the nodes, right? Making it a decentralized network. Simple as that. Here we have another point from Johnny Deaton, and then I will wrap up this video, guys. Will the judge agree with Ripple? No one discredits the SEC and its arguments more than me, but if people think it is a foregone conclusion that Judge Torres is going to wholeheartedly adopt the argument articulated in Ripple's summary judgment motion, you are likely overconfident. Now, this is bringing me to another point. Let's just say for 1 second that this is all staged, right? Let's just say that. Let's just go out and say that it's all staged. It's all planned. Would you think that the judge is just going to give Ripple a win or judge that they are right? I don't think so, guys. I think there will be something in between. Again, it does not seem like that. Ripple is definitely winning. But if we think about it, if this was all planned, they will not make it too easy. But who knows? Let's look, guys. This is just speculation, by the way, not based on facts. Just something to think about. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.